But we're going to start with politics. 1 week after the Iowa caucuses, the Republican presidential race faces its next test in New Hampshire tomorrow. In a big shakeup, though, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis dropped out Sunday before the primary got underway. He's endorsed Donald Trump, and now it's officially a two-person race between the former president and Nikki Haley. Yesterday, they both weighed in on DeSantis ending his campaign. The latest polling shows Trump with a big advantage in New Hampshire, just over half of the projected Republican vote. Nikki Haley is just under 35%, but she does have a potential path to victory. CBS's Penny Kmitt has more from New Hampshire.
It's clear to me that a majority of Republican primary voters want to give Donald Trump another chance.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis suspending his campaign yesterday, throwing his support behind former President Trump and taking a parting shot at former GOP rival Nikki Haley.
We can't go back to the old Republican guard of yesteryear, a repackaged form of warmed-over corporatism that Nikki Haley represents.
That's the sound of a two-person race.
Yet on the campaign trail, both Haley and Trump wish DeSantis well.
I'd like to take time to congratulate Ron DeSantis.
And they continue to trade barbs.
The majority of Americans disapprove of Trump and Biden.
She's unelectable.
Haley even questioned Trump's mental fitness after he appeared to confuse her with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi while discussing January 6th.
Nikki Haley is in charge of security. We offered her 10,000 people.
I wasn't even anywhere near the Capitol. The reality is he was confused.
With just 1 day until the nation's first primary election, multiple polls are still showing Donald Trump with a double-digit lead.
I hope that Trump wins. I believe he will.
More or less rooting for Nikki Haley at the moment, just because I want Trump to lose.
Meanwhile, Democrats are organizing a write-in campaign for President Biden, since his name will not appear on the ballot.
So joining me now to discuss all of this are CBS News campaign reporters Olivia, Rinaldi, and Navarro. Great to see you guys. So before we begin, I want to play some voter reaction about DeSantis' decision to drop out.
I saw that he had canceled some events, and I felt like something was up. I think it's good for him to go out on a high note because he came in a good second place in Iowa.
We're so close to the primary. Why do it now? What went into your decision? I have questions of what might be next for Ron.
I was a bit shocked. I thought he would have at least stayed a bit longer in the race and gone through the whole primaries in South Carolina.
All right, Aaron, this whole campaign has been pretty bumpy for Ron DeSantis, starting with his kind of weird announcement on X that had all these tech problems. What do we know ultimately about his decision to suspend his campaign?
Well, if you look just at this last week, starting on Monday, where he had a second-place finish in Iowa, but it was a bit disappointing finish. His team and Super PAC had invested a lot of time and money in the state, and following that finish, he and his allies had some fierce debate on his path going forward. And while he made the final decision Saturday night on the timing of the endorsement, sources tell CBS News that he had decided that he was going to leave the race going into the weekend. And just from following him from Iowa to South Carolina to New Hampshire and back and forth, you could get the sense that he had grown tired of his campaign. He had failed to articulate his path going forward after Iowa, and the writing was sort of on the wall for DeSantis and his team.
Olivia, even before Iowa, I remember seeing polling that suggested voters who picked either Nikki Haley or Ron DeSantis as their first choice, their second choice was going to be Donald Trump. So now Ron DeSantis has endorsed Donald Trump. I don't know if it's going to make much of a difference because it seems like DeSantis voters would have been leaning towards Trump anyway.
Yeah, Anne-Marie, that's right. I mean, most of the DeSantis voters are also Trump voters. And so I would expect that a lot of that voter share that he once held is just going to go back to the former president and really billow his support, especially going into South Carolina. I mean, having all of DeSantis support, my colleague Aaron was there. There were tons of people at those events, even when DeSantis was in the state. So I really do expect that a lot of those folks will go back to the former president. It also tells me that really Donald Trump still has an iron grip on the party. we're campaign reporters. We are just a week past Iowa, which is really hard to believe. Time has no boundaries here. But Ron DeSantis came in second, and still he dropped out a week later and decided to endorse Donald Trump. And what that tells me is those incessant calls from the Trump campaign to drop out, to coalesce for unity, really do tell me that Ron DeSantis is looking more towards his future rather than what 2024 could really give him.
Well, that's really interesting, Olivia, because we did notice after Iowa, suddenly there were a lot of high-profile endorsements for the president, and part of the conversation was this, sort of a timed thing to kind of send a message to the party. Trump is the one we should all sort of get behind. So, Aaron, though, turning to New Hampshire, the expectation is there should be, a significant enough turnout by independent voters tomorrow in New Hampshire. Could that be what Nikki Haley really needs? She's, her polls look good, but not good enough to overtake Donald Trump. But maybe if she just comes even better than expected, that would be enough. And could these independent voters really make the difference?
Well, that's really been what's fueling Haley's rise in the polls if you look at the past couple months. And in terms of the viability, she needs to get a win here in the eyes of some DeSantis people I talked to. Because if you look at the states after New Hampshire, if you look at South Carolina, a bit more of an evangelical conservative electorate. If you look at Super Tuesday, where you have states like Texas and Alabama, it is bases and states where Trump's support is strong. And she needs to, now that she's the non-Trump alternative in this race, the only one left, she needs to show that she can beat the former president to have viability with the DeSantis donors and the people looking for an alternative to Trump in the financial community.
Olivia, what issues do voters in New Hampshire really seem to feel Haley outperforms Donald Trump with?
I would say that a voter that supports Haley and a voter that supports Trump, sometimes they have a lot of differences. One of those biggest differences, I think, is really support for Ukraine. I see a lot of the time that Nikki Haley is one of those people who says that we should be supporting Ukraine, we should be giving them funding. And Trump Republicans, MAGA Republicans that I speak to, those voters tell me they don't think that that funding should be going there. When I attend her events, I would say that's one of the biggest differences I see between those two types of voters.
Very interesting. Olivia, Rinaldi, and Aaron Navarro, great talking to you guys.